So I know it's coming a bit late. The Lunar New Year event had a lot going wrong. I don't know how else to put it. We were all really hyped for it, and what we got really wasn't exactly what we were hoping for. Um, there's a lot of changes that people didn't like. Some that were good, some that were bad. But I'd like to go ahead and go over like what exactly happened, so we can really look towards the future. Especially since that the spring event is coming like any day now. I That's how late this video is coming out. But between procrastination and just me wanting to get my thoughts down, uh, it just took this long. Most of it's due to procrastination, though. Don't think a lot of this was like heavy script writing. So let's go over the goods first, and then we'll go over the bad, and then we can go over like how I think the we could probably go about fixing some of the bad. Um, so looking over it, it's like most of this event was actually good looking back on it. We got several new cosmetics that were just amazing. Look at the dragon helmet. It is so clean. It looks good with so many different outfits too. The decorations and the spawn animations were great. A lot of the furniture was just amazing. We got new plushies, we got new decorations and statues, which we'll be going over later. The changes made to the long term gameplay were, I'd say, welcomed. What I mean by that is they changed a lot in terms of the shops now have all of most not I don't want to say all, but most of their inventory in their pages. So you don't have to wait multiple days for one shop to have what you want. For the most part, you'll be able to find what you're looking for and pick there. And that goes for the Token Master as well, except with the Token Master, you just have all of his trades immediately. And that's just great. What else? What else? We add the mob that you get the tickets from was changed, so now it's no longer going to be whatever animal it is for that year. So last year was a rabbit. The year before that, cat. I think maybe I don't know. I wasn't around for that one. But now it's just going to be the lunar turtle, which is like this dragon turtle thing. I'm showing it on screen now. Um, so I mean, I guess that makes it easier for the team. This way, they don't have to constantly make a bunch of new animations for something that really doesn't matter all that much. From what I hear, the chances of getting cosmetics has been increased, so like they balanced out the cosmetic to furniture aspect ratio in the keys. So we've all had key openings where we've gotten nothing but furniture that we don't really want, except maybe the statue. Um, and I think probably the thing everyone can agree on, the Jade tool skins were just so clean and such a welcomed addition to the Lunar New Year event. It is the only tool skin I actively use. Like a lot of other tool skins I say I like, and they're great, but I personally don't like them because they don't really fit my aesthetic. It's not me. If you know me, I like gold, so I just go with the legendary tools. Now, there was a lot of good, and we've had a lot of fun during the event, but I think um, a lot of people didn't. And why was that? What went wrong? Why did things not end up the way they were supposed to? So let's quickly go over that. So I mentioned before that the ticket master, the ticket guy, the guy who takes your stuff, all right, your tokens, he no longer gives keys. Apparently, it was affecting Origin Realms' bottom line so much that they had to change it to where you no longer get keys. And a lot of people aren't happy with that. It's understandable, though. I understand from both angles, right? Like, obviously, the player base isn't going to be happy because it's basically free keys. I mean, me personally, I didn't really hunt for crates, and I really didn't hunt for tokens, and I ended up with 11 stacks of Lunar New Year's tickets, or envelopes, or whatever they're called. 11 stacks, and I didn't try. Could you imagine that every single year? People just doing nothing but farming, because that's what people do during events. They farm the balloons. They go out hunting, and you have entire like search parties where they just steal each other's tickets. And yeah, that's a lot of keys that Origin Realms is no longer going to be able to sell to the player base. And I understand that. I'm not. A lot of people are upset at that. Me personally, I'm not. It's annoying, sure, but they also offset it to where you now have a higher chance to get keys from crates, also from the guy that actually gives the ticket. So the mob that drops the ticket, they now have a chance, not a high one, but a chance to drop a key. This is the first event I've ever gotten a key from a crate. I've gotten so many keys from crates, but a lot of other people did not. So there, I guess it just depends on luck. Maybe I'm just lucky because I'm media rank. I don't know. I will say I've not gotten any from the turtles or the mobs that you get the tickets from. But a lot of other people, it's the exact opposite. So I guess it's based off of luck. They may have to like change the odds. I don't know what they're planning on doing in the future with that. Um, they also decided to break tradition. What do I mean by that? Well, during the first Lunar New Year event, we ended up getting the Lucky Tiger, which is this awesome golden cat. He's got a little gold coin. I'm showing him on screen here. It's such a great statue. Of course, they're expensive as hell now because I can't find them anywhere, and it was 2 years ago. But after that, during the Lunar Rabbit event, we got the Jade Rabbit, and this one was okay. I mean, I like it personally because I got a bunch of them, and it was the first like Lunar New Year event I was able to participate in. And it's good. It's gold. I like it. We like the gold. We're keeping up with tradition. Well, this year, you'd expect a golden dragon statue, which is one of the reasons I was as hyped for this year as I was. We didn't get that. We got this. And this is cool. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. It's got potential. Like as you can see here, we've stuck that on in the center there, but it's not gold. And you can paint it yellow. It's paintable. It's not the same. Um, yeah, I don't know why they decided to go this route. Like, it would have been so easy to make a gold dragon. I don't know why they decided to. A lot of people really do not like that. I know it's a little nitpicky, but it makes a huge difference, right? Because now you have people who would be willing to buy keys. Now they're not really willing to because they're not like... That's one of the rewards that you no longer want. There may be other rewards that you're fine with getting, but it's just one less thing you'd be excited to get, you know? Now, all these changes are rather interesting, especially with the key changes. And I think what really upset people the most is the timing of it all, right? First off, they didn't exactly explain what they meant before they implemented it. So it caught a lot of people off guard. And usually when you do that, you're just asking for trouble. I know the mods and the team, they are well aware of all these complaints. But I really do think it was timing of everything. Because had they made the changes, especially to the keys, during something like the summer event or the spring event, I don't think people would care as much. They'd still probably get annoyed, but it would not have been that big of a deal to most people. Because let's be honest, spring is kind of like the weakest event we get out of the year. It used to be Easter, and everyone was hyped for that, from what I hear. But no one's really hyped for the spring event. The decorations aren't great. The cosmetics aren't great. Hell, I mean, even the crate you get from it, the balloon crate, isn't amazing. It's just, I guess it's because it's like very specific. So like not most builds aren't gonna have these flowery garden uh, styles to them, especially with me. Whereas most other events, you can use a lot of those decorations for things that aren't specifically related to the events. Like a lot of the Halloween things, you can use the boats or the bones or the gravestones or the gargoyles, and they don't necessarily have to be on spooky builds, right? You can use them for other things. But you can't really do that with spring. And I think that's what pissed people off the most is because you did it during the most hyped event out of the year. Lunar New Year is the event to wait for throughout the year. People save money. People are hyped for it. You know, this is where you get the coolest cosmetics, the coolest mobs, and all this other thing. The decorations. It's the one people want, and the fact that they decided to make the change during the most hype event out of the year is really what pissed people off. A lot of people may have quit because of it. I think it's probably a temporary quit. Just people, uh, like, I don't know. They just wanted to whine about it, right? They it's the same as people quitting Twitter. They don't really quit. They just they baby it out. I don't know what to say. You know what I'm talking about. But now, with the key change, it brings another issue, and that's there's really nothing to do with your tokens. Um, and I think that's because back when you could get keys from the token master, it the only thing you'd ever end up getting is the key, right? You had like you sometimes you'd get the gesture that you could get from them for the 200. And other times you may get a decoration or two towards the end of the event when you're out of tokens. But for the most part, people just save their tokens for keys. You'd have people going in and they're like, "Oh, it's a key day, everybody. Let's go grab the keys." And everyone suddenly has keys now. But now it's like it's just a bunch of decorations. And the decorations are great. Don't get me wrong. And it's definitely a step in the right direction because most of the time people weren't buying the decorations and that just ended up like yeah, it had to change. That's not a healthy economy, it's not a healthy culture. You'd have keys going from 40K at the beginning of the event to like 20K and sometimes even less during the end because people are just trying to off pile their keys rather than open them. And that's really not great for the economy. But now it's like we've gone the complete other direction with it, where there's really nothing exciting to spend your tokens on. You're not like, oh boy, I have this many tokens, I can finally buy this thing. It's more because, like, you buy the gesture once, no one's gonna buy the gesture off of you because everyone already has it. Like I said, I didn't even hunt for. I didn't even hunt for crates. I just I hung out in my realm, right? And I got 11 stacks of these tokens, and I can't use them for anything. I'm not excited to use them for anything. There's nothing I really want in terms of those decorations. All the cool decorations are in the key. So, what? How do we change this? How do we fix this? Right? How do we go about making it exciting to use your tokens, hunt for the balloon crates because that's what people enjoy doing, and it really burnt people out hunting balloon crates and not getting any keys. There's people who didn't get keys the entire event despite hunting. So my solution is to add cosmetics to the loot pool of what you can get from the token master. You can make them specific cosmetics that you can't get from the key, and they have like a slight, very slight chance, probably like lower than the chance to get them in a key, chance of getting a finish from it. I think that'd be really cool. You could have like an token exclusive cosmetic that you can exchange for tokens. It would give people a constant reason to spend their tokens. So if you make it like a stack of tokens for one cosmetic, I could have gotten 11 of those cosmetics with a chance of them being a finish, right? And I think a lot of people would enjoy it. worst comes to worst, they can just exchange it for Cosmo coins, and I think that would help the economy, but it'd also give people some kind of excitement and some kind of a reason to actually spend their tokens, right? Because right now there really isn't a way, and I'm afraid that if they continue doing this, people aren't going to participate in the events. They'll just wait till the promo to buy keys. And they may not even do that, because let's be honest, if you have an event where there's really nothing interesting going on and you're really banking on the promo to sell, that is way too much stress on the team and you're not going to sell as much, right? Because look at the spring event. I'm probably not going to buy the promo for that, because why would I? I doubt that they're going to make a spring Cosmo set that's going to be good for me. Like, nothing I'd actually use. And I'm not one of those people who enjoy buying a bunch just to get a finish so I can sell it. I'm more of a, well, if I see myself using it, I could try and go for a finish. And a lot of people are like that. Not everyone can spend hundreds of dollars on the game. And I really feel like that's going to hurt Origin Realms as a server more than it hurts like the actual players, because if we start treating events like they don't actually affect us, then Origin Realms isn't going to make money and it's not going to stick around much longer. I guess like you could I guess like the only things you could really do is up the key, maybe like the chances of getting a key from balloon crates, but maybe not. I really do think adding like a cosmetic may not completely fix the problem, but I definitely think it'll help. And that's really all I got. That's kind of just a brain dump. I don't know if I want to do styles of videos like this where I just talk about an issue. I don't know if I'm any good at it, so we may do these in the future, just reviewing events where what's gonna go on and like go over updates and stuff like that. We may not. I don't know. It just depends on what you guys like. Anyway, I appreciate you guys for joining me. Have a good one.